Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Zwift Community Live broadcast of the Zwift Insider first race out on the Repack Redux course out on Zwift. The first mountain bike course that we've ever seen out on Zwift. I just got out there for a little bit of a ride to check it out. It looks like the riders are lined up here. It is a community race, not an official event, and riders are going to be getting out on course. We were out here because we got an invite from Zwift Insider's editor-in-chief, Eric Schlange, who is lined up out on course right now, right alongside what looks to be Kim Little, ready to get off the start line here with a go, go, go from Eric Schlange. We're going to have a little bit of fun here with it. It's a great opportunity here to check things out for the new course here out on Zwift and watch how the steering takes place out here as well. We do have a couple of the riders in a Discord alongside with us as well here, says we will be watching this race. First time ever broadcasting and commentating a race out on Zwift on a mountain bike course. It does look like Amy Levang here from Fearless, though, right from the get-go, getting a little bit of a gap on the rest of the riders here. Now, what's interesting is that some of these riders dropped in on the other riders out on course, and so I believe some of these riders will have different kilometers on their avatar at this moment here. But as we are looking at Kim Little here, who is a mountain biker in real life, looking like he's chasing down Amy Levang, who I think actually got a little bit of a head start here on the rest of the riders there. And it's almost like being involved in a triathlon type situation here where there is a transition, and being good about the transition looks to be paying off here for Amy Levang. Now, I'm not sure if Levang is actually involved in the race here. We were just going to make an assumption that anybody that we are seeing here out on course is involved in the race out here. So Levang here, a little bit of a gap here. It looks like over Schlange here. It looks like Kim Little just overtaking Levang, as Levang's having some trouble here with some of the left to right hand turns here. Great to see the skills with the new MTB course really giving a difference here. Levang here, 2.4 watts per kilogram, steady here, but Kim Little here starting to make a break, it looks like, as he starts to get across one of the bridges out here. A little bit of a hold up there, though, as he steadies himself, it looks like here, amongst the front of this race here. 5.4 watts per kilogram. I believe this is the front end of the race. The chase is on, though. Jay Sharon, it looks like, trying to make the gap up here. As we can see, Gamba here now, Kuas coming from Portugal, but off the course a little bit to the right now. Interesting to see the skills that need to be involved here. And Kim Little being an in-real-life mountain biker, perhaps having the ability here to make something happen with his steering out on Zwift. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Zwift, new FutureWorks release, you do need a Zwift companion app to be able to make this work. So you need to download it onto your phone. And each of these riders have their phone attached to the front end of their handlebars right now in order to steer the avatars. A little bit of a left-hand turn there, or right-hand turn, that needs to keep on the middle of the path here. Going off path here a little bit now, it looks like Kim needing to focus, because that will slow the avatar down for sure. 9% uphill gradient we're looking at here. 5.8 watts per kilogram. Kim Little off the front now. The chase is on, though, behind. And Levang here, solid gap over, looks like. Eric Schlange, who's trying to chase things down as well. Schlange going flying by, though, as he comes over the top of that little ridge. Very cool to see the MTB type efforts that we're seeing there from the not even the efforts, but that little hop we saw there that looks a lot like in real life. Great graphical representation, actually, that we saw there. Now, because I am watching the avatars out here on Zwift, I believe that is why we are not seeing the mountain bike. So I think the mountain bike just comes through when you actually jump onto the mountain bike in the selection screen. So I see what the avatar has selected to represent to the rest of the riders. But for the instance of the rider that we're looking at here, they actually will see the mountain bike that they are on. So this is currently Kim Little, current leader, as we're seeing here, taking a left-hand turn here onto this little bit of an uphill grind. There is a crazy effort to the finish in just a moment here as we look forward to that section, of course, here. As Kim has opened up a solid gap, but I think Holmsen here now trying to close the gap down. And Holmsen, B-Try, it looks like here out of Norway, steering all over the place and taking that right bend now. Going to have to really steady up. Hits a rock now and slows way on down. Eric Schlenke here getting some advantage from that now. It looks like with 5.2 watts per kilogram. Revo here trying to break away after that little bit of a slip up there. Schlenke, though, also as well, 0 watts per kilogram with also a slip up on that same corner, trying to get going. Looks like a dropout here for Schlenke as he's attempting to get his avatar moving again. 32 seconds up to Kim Little here as he seems to be navigating this course no problem. Looks like we do have a chaser there with Lewin as well. Holmson from Revo now still trying to make the chase. It looks like Jens from Team ODZ and Broad a little ways behind. So there is a chase group, it looks like, about 30 seconds back, though. Not going to be getting much advantage when it comes to the draft, but perhaps maybe in-game we may see the same thing that we see in real life with racing in mountain bike, where following the right lines might start to become a thing as well. So we'll see if that's how things end up working out, actually, with the reality of mountain biking here out on Zwift. It's pretty awesome to see what they have released here. Super excited about this latest here. Strong no, dead yes, we're hearing from Alice Meek here as she's looking to finish up. Now, this is a crazy climb that we get into here. The gradients become extremely steep, 12, 13, 16% gradients for the finishing straight here. Eric Schling looking to close things down, it looks like here. A little ways back, it looks like about a 15-second gap. Now, it is at an all-out effort at an A category pace and not any kind of mess up, not too many mess ups. I saw Lionel Viasen earlier today throw down about a 6.5-minute effort for the MTB course. So it's not a very long course. What's cool about this, though, is we can have repeatable efforts and repeatable tournaments almost out on Zwift here with how short the course is. So pretty cool addition here because of that. Kim Little making the climb here. Balak now trying to chase it down. 4.6 watts per kilogram coming from him. Now 6 watts per kilogram from Balak. Chasing well here and maybe able to close this down. It's only 6 seconds. That can be made up on this kind of a gradient here as the riders here are trying to close things down to Kim Little, currently still in the lead from what we can see. Balak here now, 5.1. Lewin there as well, 17 seconds back here. And it looks like Kim Little is going to be showing us that he's got the skills to pay the bills here, even out on Zwift in the MTB courses. Very cool to see Kim Little showing off them skills. Eric Schlenke here on the chase. It looks like going to be bringing back Lewin in just a second here, perhaps, as Lewin's only 7 seconds up. We'll look behind him here as he crests over the top here, 12% gradient, as you can see here, to try and bring that back in with our race leader here. No, he's been caught by Balak actually here. Interesting to see Balak with quite the effort there, bringing it back, and Kim's got to give a kick here because Balak's got the gap on him, and it might just be over at this point. It looks like he's got the better steering, perhaps. This is where we were talking about skills in game that are going to matter, things that we've been looking forward to, and coming over the top, it looks like cresting the top. It's going to be Balak, I think, for the win here. Two last little bends here, little turns here, and then it's all going to be said and done as Balak looks to try and take the W. No, Kim Little at the last second there comes by, grabs that little turn, and it looks like Kim Little with the sprint grabs the win over Balak there. What an effort there coming from Kim Little and taking the W here away from Balak, who a solid effort from him here. Now Lewin looks like I think is coming through for our third place finisher. Perhaps I think Gil and Lewis though just a little ways up, perhaps also a part of the race. We're not absolute now being a community event that is just an underground race. There isn't even an event in game for this race. So we're actually just following along with whoever we are able to select on. We are assuming everybody who started on course with them are a part of the race. It looks like that's going to be third place across the line. Old school racing here out on Zwift, you guys. This is how we used to do it. Oh, Eric Schling with a little slip up there. Goes off to the left. Unable to handle his bike correctly there. Goes into the rocks. Now needs to get it moving again. Those stops are so incredibly important not to have, just like in real life mountain bike racing in that respect. You come into those full stops. Handling is such a huge part of it. Those skills definitely are needed, and it looks like because of that, Soposek is going to get the better of Schling across the line. Absolutely awesome to see this. As we get more familiar with the angles, more familiar with the sections out on course to know what is going on with each one of these riders, we'll try and get more camera angles for you as well. You know, we need to get really familiar with this course, being a very different situation than the usual that we have out on Zwift for the following of the races. It makes it much more difficult to know exactly what is going on with where the avatars are out on course. But great race there all around by them. Holmson from Revo now, it looks like battling it out still with Gents as well as Porky, it looks like they're a little ways back. I did see it looked like Broad was involved with the race here as well, looking for a little reprieve. It looks like Broad just ahead of Holmson here. And then it's going to be Holmson from Revo, Jay Allen, Brunmeister, as well as Glazer, all coming in together here. These last couple of corners really matter. There could be a win right here. Jay Allen handling it correctly, perhaps. And it looks like, no, Holmson able to get it right at the line and just maneuvering those last couple of U-turns and S-turns there at the end there. Thorson now it looks like on the mountain bike. Looks like an unlock of a mountain bike already for Thorson. That's a 10 stars that you need in order to, you do the mountain bike course, get 10 stars, and I'm told you can unlock it. And so it looks like he is riding it around in his selected bike. The reason we're not seeing it on all the avatars, everybody, is because it's not the selected bike for some of the riders that are out there. Jen's coming to the line, it looks like, as well as Amy Levang. Levang was leading things out well, handled things well, had a great transition into the MTB course. And then once Eric Schlenke said go, had a solid gap. But at a certain point, it does come down to the power a lot of times as Amy Levang looks to make her way to the line here. So solid efforts here from Levang, as you can see. Looking through here, though, it looks like for the race, we may be just about done here. Maurice Lind, it looks like. Linda Dirt here also, I think, trying to make their way to the line here. So I believe this is another rider who is just about finished up with her race as well. See if we can get a solid look here of the course from one of our other cameras here. But Maurice here now making the way to the line. I believe we just had, it looked like Levang as well as Team Kids here coming across the line. Broad is there as well. All solid efforts. Now, I'm going to get Eric Schlenke in here. I'm going to see if we can have a quick conversation with Zwift Insider's editor-in-chief himself here in just a moment and get some idea of what is going on in the world of Zwift Insider and how we're going to be following along with things. Eric Schlenke, are you there with us?
Yes.
Well, that was a cool race. That was pretty awesome.
That was my trainer and rocker plate setup have a little bit of work to do here. That's what I learned.
Yeah. So was it difficult? Was it difficult to have any kind of steering because of the rocker plate, or what was happening there?
It's yeah, it was weird because I wanted to just lean to turn, which works somewhat, but doesn't quite work as intuitively as the steering, as turning your handlebars does. So what I ended up having to do was to try to not rock much and just use my actual bars to turn. But when I forgot that my kicker had loosened a little bit off my rocker plate. It's a long story why, but as the race progressed, my front end of my bike kept turning to the left, walking its way across the floor until my kicker was like all sideways in my rocker plate and my bike was falling off the front wheel block I'd put up. It was a mess. It was a classic.
So
like
we're getting what I'm getting
race.
here, Eric. So just everybody
like
knows who we're hearing. Eric Schlenke, editor-in-chief from Zwift Insider, through the Discord channel. Zwift Insider actually has a Discord channel that is set up. You're able to find it over on the post on Zwift Insider specifically about this race. So I'm hearing, though, that just like in gaming, usual gaming, the peripherals are starting to really matter a lot. How you interface with the game is mattering a lot more than just one pedal stroke, another pedal stroke, and a power meter. That you're starting to tell me, it sounds like that, okay, people are going to have to start thinking about their setups for how to best interact with the game. Just like I have a 240 hertz monitor, I've got a 900 Logitech here in order to game as best as I possibly can with the best DPI setups and everything. It sounds like your rocker plate maybe held you back a little bit there for your steering.
It was almost like pedaling was an afterthought. I had to think about the steering more, and then I'd think, oh wait, I got to pedal harder. So yeah, it's having the steering dialed in and not having to worry about your setup and your trainer moving around or anything like that, that's going to be really important if you're actually trying to put down an effort. It was super fun, though. I mean, I did it in 8 minutes flat. And that was actually a super fun course to race because you're just chasing the wheel in front of you, basically. And that final climb is just long enough. It's kind of like a VO2 effort, just a few minutes. Just enough to kind of gut it out. Yeah.
How are results counted for this? Or is it just kind of like for fun? Or is there a Strava segment that you're looking at? Or how's that going to work?
For now, it's just for fun. I wasn't going to do any Strava anything because there's no way to know exactly when they started the Strava segment. I talked to James over at Zwift Power, and he said there's not a way with Zwift's current API, there's not a way to track unless it's in an event.
So we need some events. We need some events. We need to somehow get some events over here in this area for this because I could see with this here having situations where we have tournaments. I mean, it's only, what did that take you, 7-8 minutes tops?
8 minutes.
I mean, that's a quick effort, and we could start them back up and go again and have like a ranking system. Like, that would be so cool. Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking, we might be able to make it an event by doing the event on a course like Dust in the Wind, Mirror in the Mountain. But everyone just starts from the start pins, and then you go all the way to the end of Repack Ridge. That might work. But yeah, there's a lot of potential. It's just a whole different feel of racing. You have to pay so much attention to what's on the screen. So different than a typical Zwift race.
I'm getting a question here from socials, guys. I am seeing your social questions here. Sorry, I had to set them up a little bit late. I'm looking through here, and I can see Casey Shump said, I have no idea how I did 5:21 yesterday. Let's go ahead and bring some of these. Dafford Williams is asking, is Eric Schlange on a Neo bike? What were you using for your setup today?
My actual real trainer? Is that what he's asking about?
Yeah, he's wondering what trainer you're using. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a Kicker 18 with a rocker plate. My wife has the Neo next to me, but no smart bike.
A couple more questions coming through here. Rally cross style, you have to do one MTB lap at some point or be routed on it final lap automatically. That'd be pretty cool, actually, James Hodges. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else is coming through?
There's a lot of cool ideas.
Add time trial to this. I'm seeing Michael Wozniak saying add time trial to this, and we have a triathlon, but all three disciplines are actually cycling. Now that's a really cool idea as well. Let's see what else here. So this will just be a quick stream, everybody. We just wanted to show off what can be done, with the release. It's pretty amazing what we're seeing here with this MTB course. I'm really excited about it. Getting used to commentating it is going to be interesting. Like, getting the shots and everything and following along with the course, we're going to have to get very familiar with the course and make sure that we, have all the angles that we need to for it. I mean, it definitely opens up something very new. Great idea here. When's the next one? That's, I guess, the question that's going to be on everybody's mind here because this was awesome.
I think we might just do it the same time next week. That's my current plan.
All right, sounds good. So same time next week, guys. Everybody, this was really last minute. It was announced this morning, or last night or this morning. I quick set up the stream. It was like, all right, cool. Let's see what this is like. Let's look at the mountain bike course. What I thought was really cool was how Amy Levang took off from the get-go and had a gap in everybody because her transition was really fast. And then on top of that, she also had really good handling skills up front. So we saw that whole dynamic of the ability to have a skill in game with your bike handling skills had a much bigger effect where it's not just this Watts Fest anymore. So I thought that was amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
I think Amy's in here. Amy, is that you? You had a break. You were leading the race for a little while there amongst everybody.
I was. Yeah, I was further back, and I just rolled up to the gate, and I just quickly clicked through all the buttons, and off I went.
Boom! That was great. That was really cool to see, actually. What's your setup?
And the monitor intermittently turning on and off too, which So, the equipment
in the
malfunctioned, but she
corners.
pressed on. In the corners, it was turning off.
Wait, in the corners, your monitor was turning off, Amy?
Yeah, so I started to lose track a little bit and had to correct quickly once the monitor flipped back on. I need to check my setup over here.
Gotcha. So actually, I saw you stop for a minute. I was like, what is she doing? So I guess that must have been what it was. So, all right. Well, maybe we'll have a better result then. It sounds like we're starting to see a few in the community who really have the ability to have better steering maybe than some others, and that could really start to excel some things. I can't wait to have more official races. But again, next week, Thursday, I'm going to do some details here with oh, of course. I'm going to do some details with the stream here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, Eric. Thanks, Amy. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Nathan.
Have a good day.
All right, so everybody, real quick, this is a great little comment here coming from Judy. Jude, 10 stars to unlock the MTB. So if you want to unlock the mountain bike to ride around with it all over in Zwift and use it on the course, make sure to go over to the mountain bike course, hook up your companion app. You have to have your companion app hooked up and on your handlebars, or steer with it however you want to, but it should be on your handlebars. Well, it'd be easier if it was on your handlebars. And then you can steer, and if you hit all 10 stars on the course, you unlock the mountain bike. So that's what's up with that. What are stars? I was on Kicker Climb, worked great. I'm hearing from Kim Little. What are you guys using for front wheel turning? I'm just not putting my wheel on anything. That's what I'm doing. I'm actually going to go ride it for the first time. I didn't get a chance to ride it this morning. I had a bunch of work to do this morning, but because of that, I really, really wanted to actually ride the course before commentating it, because then I can at least be like, well, here's what's coming up, and ooh, this is a corner that's got this issue or that issue, and instead we just kind of had to call it as we saw it, which is fine. Totally great. I'm hearing, can we watch the racing? Maluma, it's over actually. It was a quick race. This was just a very fast little intro to the new course. We are looking to do a race like this again next week. Maybe we'll announce another one between now and then, because it looks like this is going to be really popular format of racing, because everybody has a chance to have a good result from it. There's going to be, it sounds like, from these future works and what we're seeing with esports and what we're seeing with Zwift's development at this point, I think there's going to be maybe a lot of genres within the genre, right? Or a lot of abilities within the genre. To me, I look, you got a healers, tanks, DPS, whatever it might be in some sort of competitive online game. So maybe you got situations where you have different abilities that people are just better at steering. They're really good at it. And you can have people who get really good at this MTB course up front. Maybe it starts unleashing and more dev starts going into this area of the game specifically for racing. Or, there's a lot of opportunities here. But I think the more that we do events like this and broadcast, this harkens back to the early days. We're hearing results may be possible. We're hearing from James Hodges for this. If an event is set up with fixed distance, we'll look into it. Thanks a lot, James Hodges, zippower.com. Big shout out. But one thing I definitely want to say is that it harkens back to the early Zwift racing days when the community was just showing up at the Watopia banner, and we were showing up with the mic and saying go, and we were tracking it on Strava. Now we got better tools for it, obviously, as well. But, I think we're going to see that for a little while, and if we start really showing that it's something that's really wanted and really desired, we got in-game events pretty quickly from that. So same kind of a thing. I think we'll see changes coming quick if we keep on showing up and doing really fun, cool things like this. Hope to see you guys out here next Tuesday for the last Fusion ECT race. That's the next thing ZCL will be doing, and maybe I'll do a couple of streams, or one stream of Nathan trying to get some solid results up against some of the other riders where we're doing a racer's perspective out on course as well. Maybe we'll get something like that between now and then. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure to head on over to that notification button or subscribe button or whatever you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, and hit that follow button so that you know anytime we do go live. This was just a quick one. I know, guys, the race doesn't take long over on the MTB course, but we now have mountain bike racing out on Zwift with steering. So we'll see you guys Tuesday for Fusion ACT, maybe before then. I have a feeling I might be doing something more specifically because that was a lot of fun to watch, and I definitely want to get something maybe a little bit do something a little bit more with this here before Fusion ECT because there's a lot of opportunity here with it. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and as always, right on.